Welcome back. You're still watching Morning Live. Now, this morning, we're placing the spotlight on South African architects, and this was prompted by an email sent to us by a group of architects under the banner Architects for Change. Now, the movement has raised concerns about how the body that almost governs the South African Council for Architectural Professions, SACAP, that governs architects is run. And one of the concerns is this, how the council has grown from, for instance, one of the issues is a staff of 3 to 39. Now, to help us unpack this and other issues, we've invited members of Architects for Change. We're going to start with Crane O'Neill, who's an architect himself. And then we've also invited the president of the South African Council for the Architectural Profession, Shane Lucan. Gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, Deborah.
Crane, let me start with you. Architects for Change. Who are these architects? What prompted this group to form this organization?
The issues that architects have in general with the South African Council for the Architectural Profession has been simmering, brewing for a period of time. It's stretched over a few years already. And in dealing with the issues, the normal channels are not necessarily dealing with it in the most effective way. And at grassroots level, a groundswell movement has started amongst the members of the architectural profession to address very effectively and quickly the issues that we have with the council.
And I want you to be specific. What are those issues? Because we're going to bring Shine into this conversation, but let's get into the specifics.
Okay.
What are you concerned about?
Architects for Change has a list of about 20 specific complaints, and I'm not sure that we can cover all of them
but let's
today.
get the most important ones.
The most important ones for us is that we have a regulating body called SACAP, and they regulate all the professions under architects, senior technologists and draftsmen. The Council for the Architectural Profession came into being through an act of law called the South African Architectural Profession Act 44 of 2000, and it gives birth to SACAP. It gives SACAP the right and the space to regulate the profession. However, we feel that the main failure of SACAP at the moment is that they are actually not applying the law to themselves.
Okay.
So we have seemingly a body that has a very, very wide interpretation of the law, but that they still apply it to the people that they regulate. That's one of the concerns. Other concerns are... I'm not sure if you actually want to resign already, because I can tell you this is not the beginning. This is not the end, but the beginning of the membership. We have 1,000 signatures so far. And I think that we're in for an interesting run.
Shane, let's bring you into this conversation. What are your thoughts and what is your response to what Crane, one of the issues that he's raised is, how the organization is being run?
I think we'll go a step back, Lebo. We need, Crane, to actually contextualize SACAP a bit more. Beyond regulation, SACAP revised its mission, and we talk about transformation, which is very, very high on the agenda. And that's a very important point to note. It talks about the promotion of excellence through collaborative engagement. So I have to say at the outset that we welcome this conversation. I'm very proud to be, happen to be an architect who is in the role of president of the council. And the council believes in, whilst we regulate, that we ourselves are very strong on principle. We follow governance principles, etc. But I want to stress that we are open to collaboration. One of the points you made is whether I want to resign. No, I wouldn't, because I'm very proud of the profession that we govern. We are a council that's about 2.5 years in office, and some of the issues raised, I made it my job as the president to learn a bit more about the petition that we have come to learn of. We welcome the petition in that we want to know what the concerns are and have a right to respond in an adequate way. One of the questions you raised was that the council now has increased from 3 to 39. That's happened over many periods, from the year 2000 when the Architectural Professions Act came about to now. If you look at the mandates, there are 13 mandates that we have, and you need capacity for that.
But then do you need so many people to supervise architects?
It's not about supervising
What
architects.
is it about?
Right.
Why do you need so many
Okay.
people?
Right. Remember, within the 13 mandates, there are regulatory mandates, there are disciplinary mandates, there are the profession, things like the identification of work frameworks, the transformation agendas, accreditation, and in fact, SACAP at this point is understaffed. So the perception out there that it has, increased from 3 to 39 Krano is actually not. We need to get into what are those 39 people doing.
Let me bring Krano into this conversation before you finish, because we need to take a break. But I want you to respond to that.
Well, as members of this, as registrants to this body, we're just amazed at the number of people and the sheer administrative failure. Our members are not having telephones, calls returned, emails. I mean, I can list you. In the 1,000 members that have signed so far, they all have their own notes on why they are unhappy.
Yeah. All right, let's take a quick ad break. We're going to continue this conversation, and with me in studio is architect Krano Nel, who's representing Architects for Change, and then with him is the SACAP president, Yashine Loken, who will continue this conversation about issues. And one of the issues that they also raised, the architect, is why SACAP needs an outside company to do PR for them. So we'll chat to them and have a response for that. Your thoughts at Morning Live, SABC. Stay with us.